An architect is designing a school building so that each classroom contains 35 student desks. Fire codes require that there be 18 square feet per student desk. If there's enough room for classrooms of length of 28 feet, what is the smallest width permitted by fire codes? Do remember, I highly recommend that you read word problems at least 2 to 3 times. So let's read them all over at least once more. So an architect is designing a school building so that each classroom contains 35 student desks. So we have 35 desks. Fire codes require there be 18 square feet per student desk. So 18 feet square per desk. If there's enough room for classroom of length of 28 feet. So the classroom is 28 feet long. What is the smallest width permitted by fire codes? So it looks like we're looking for the width. And down below we have a reference or a concept on how to come up with our values. Okay, well let's start with the general shape. So normally a classroom is a rectangle or square. In this case, let's assume it's a rectangle. And we know that the length is 28 feet. And we're missing the width. We don't know what the width is. So we do know though that there's 35 student desks. Let's see, does that cover roughly what we know? Yep, looks like that's what we know. Okay, do remember that we have 18 feet square per desk is the other thing that we were missing. So 18 feet square per desk. Space around the desk typically required by fire code. Okay, do notice that the slash means per. So per desk. You may have seen it in the roads as miles per hour, mph, miles per hour. So it's a per hour, or in this case, feet square per desk. So let's see, we have 35 student desks times 18 feet square per desk. You can also write as a fraction format. This will essentially give us the total area required for all the desks. And do notice in this case, we can see, well, just dimensional checkup. We don't necessarily do it all the time, but for reference, we can do it in this case. There's desks on top and desks on the bottoms. Units are similar to numbers. They'll cancel each other out. So just for reference, at least this one case. Okay, now we can multiply the numbers. 35 times 18 gives us 630. In our units, feet squared. So we have the area, 630 feet square. And let's remember, area of a rectangle equals length times width. So A equals length times width. We know the length, so the length is 28. Let's replace it. We also know the area now is 630. We figured it out by noticing we have 35 desks, and each one needs 18 feet square. Okay, so let's solve for W then. So let's get rid of 28, divided by 28 on both sides. And that cancels out the 28. 630 divided by 28 will now give us, let's see, 22.5 feet is our width then. So the width in this case is 22.5 feet. So we now know the width of the classroom. Hooray!